When we were developing the restaurant, we were really struggling with the name, and we had some ideas, but nothing really just sort of clenched the heart. My sister and I were talking about it, and she said, we have all these glass knives that were Mom's. I'm not sure what we could do with them. And I thought, interesting, let me connect the dots here. Restaurant, the glass knife, this could be interesting. My mom had a catering business. Primarily, she made cakes at home as a home business. A lot of that was wedding cakes. There was almost always a wedding cake on the end of our kitchen table. I always had the idea of a restaurant, something tied to that, but also from traveling, more of a European flair, place you could go morning, noon, and night with your friends. You could have breakfast, you could have dinner, have a glass of wine, maybe a coffee. Not so much a typical restaurant, but more of a gathering place. And that was really the inspiration, thinking back to that big table, us having dinner, all gathered around, friends and family, wedding cakes on the end of the table. It kind of was the inspiration really behind the glass knife. My mom collected glass knives. The knives back in the day were metal, and when you would cut food with them, they would leave the taste of metal. So they developed a glass knife which would not leave that metallic taste in food. They made different patterns. That's how they distinguished themselves as different manufacturers. This knife was designed by a guy named John Didio, and this pattern was the flower pattern. That's what he chose to make his design unique. Other knives have a star on them, and our terrazzo floor has star patterns throughout, as you will see. Terrazzo is made from marble and glass, and so as they were developing the floor, I said, can we take a piece of my mom's damaged glass and can we put it in the floor? So we stood here with a hammer and we smashed it into small pieces and then mixed it into the terrazzo base. And so our stars in the floor actually have depression glass across the floor. But the knife and the cake, it all just really came together to make a lot of sense for us as a brand, and it has a story behind it. I'm tied to my mom, which is also really special.
Welcome to the Glass Knife state-of-the-art kitchen. The vision of the Glass Knife was to bring good food together with good people, and so this is where all that sweet treat magic happens. So you're in the facility now where we have 3 distinct teams. We've got donuts and doughs, we've got pastries and sweet treats, and our cake teams that develop all of that great product that you see in store each and every day. Basically working 24/7 to make sure that that's as fresh as possible when you enjoy it in the store. Everything is done from scratch. In some cases, our product takes up to 3 days to create what you see in store. So it truly is a labor of love. The team loves being able to deliver upon that and something that you can enjoy. We want every moment to be a celebration. A birthday, an anniversary, a baby shower, or just a daddy-daughter morning out. We want to make sure that you are celebrating the moment.
I wish they would understand the history behind the glass knife and the name. I think they know when they walk in, we're not a chain. We're greatly appreciated for that. But I hope they realize that, we really do make everything in-house. Everything is made with a lot of thought and attention to detail. And importantly, we hope that everyone just feels welcome and they feel comfortable and they can relax and hang out as long as they want to.